Sam McKenna rode his horse slowly across the dry land. The sun was getting low in the sky. Soon it would be dark. He pulled his hat down to keep the sun out of his eyes. His horse walked carefully over the rocky ground. Sam was 42 years old. His face was brown from the sun. His hands were rough from hard work. He lived alone on a big ranch in Arizona. The year was 1885. There were no other people for many miles. 3 years ago, Sam had a wife. Her name was Mary. She got sick with fever and died. Since then, Sam lived by himself. He took care of his cattle and horses. He fixed fences and built new barns. Work helped him forget his sadness. Every evening, Sam rode around his land. He checked on his animals. He looked for broken fences. He watched for wolves and other wild animals that might hurt his cattle. The ranch was very big. It took him 2 hours to ride all the way around it. Today felt different. Sam could not say why. The air was still. No wind blew. The birds were quiet. Even his horse seemed nervous. The horse kept turning its head and listening. "What is it, boy?" Sam asked his horse. He patted the horse's neck. "You hear something I don't?" Sam had good ears. He could hear a cow from far away. He could hear the sound of wolves howling at night. But today he heard nothing. The quiet felt wrong. The sun was almost gone now. The sky turned red and orange. Sam turned his horse toward home. He wanted to get back before it got too dark. The path home went through a narrow canyon between two big rocks. As Sam rode into the canyon, he heard something. It was very quiet at first. He stopped his horse and listened. There it was again. It sounded like a person crying for help. Sam's heart started beating fast. In this empty land, hearing a person meant trouble. Maybe someone was hurt. Maybe it was a trap. Bad men sometimes use tricks to catch people alone. The sound came again. It was definitely a person. The voice sounded weak and scared. Sam made up his mind. He could not ride away and leave someone who needed help. He got off his horse and tied it to a small tree. He took his rifle from his saddle. Sam was a good shot. He had to be living alone out here. He walked carefully toward the sound. The crying was coming from deeper in the canyon. Sam moved slowly from rock to rock. He did not want anyone to see him coming. The sound got louder as he got closer. Then Sam saw something that made his blood run cold. There was a person tied to wooden stakes in the ground. It was a woman. Her hands and feet were tied with thick rope. She could not move. But that was not the worst part. All around the woman, Sam could see wolf tracks in the dirt. Someone had tied her there as food for the wolves. This was the most cruel thing Sam had ever seen. The woman saw Sam coming. She tried to call out, but her voice was weak. She had been there for a long time. Her lips were dry. Her clothes were torn. Sam could see that she was Apache. Her long black hair was braided. Her skin was brown. She wore a dress made of soft leather. The Apache people and the white settlers often fought. Many white people were afraid of the Apache. Many Apache did not trust white people, but Sam did not care about that now. This woman was in trouble. Someone had left her to die in a terrible way. No person should die like this. Sam looked around carefully. He did not see anyone else. But the person who did this might come back. Or the wolves might come. Sam had to work fast. He ran to the woman and knelt down beside her. She looked at him with wide, scared eyes. She did not know if he would help her or hurt her. "It's okay," Sam said softly. "I'm going to help you." The woman did not understand his words, but his voice was kind. She stopped fighting against the ropes. Sam took out his knife. The ropes were thick and strong. It took time to cut through them. His hands shook as he worked. He kept looking around for wolves or bad men. As Sam cut the last rope, he heard a sound that made his heart stop. It was the howl of a wolf. Then another wolf answered. They were close. The woman heard the wolves too. Fear filled her eyes. She tried to stand up, but her legs were weak. She had been tied up for too long. Sam put his arm around her and helped her stand. "Can you walk?" he asked. She nodded, but Sam could see it was hard for her. He looked toward the canyon entrance. That was where his horse waited. But it was also where the wolf sounds were coming from. Another howl echoed through the canyon. This one was closer. Then Sam heard the sound he feared most. It was the sound of many wolves running. The pack was coming. Sam made a quick choice. He picked up the woman and carried her. She was light, but Sam was not young anymore. His back hurt as he ran toward his horse. The wolves howled again. They were very close now. Sam could hear their feet on the rocks. He ran as fast as he could. His horse was scared. It pulled against the rope and made nervous sounds. Sam put the woman on the horse first. Then he got on behind her. He cut the rope with his knife and kicked the horse. The horse ran fast toward home. Behind them, Sam could hear the wolves in the canyon. They were angry that their food was gone. Sam did not look back. He just held on tight and let his horse run. The woman sat in front of Sam on the horse. She held on to the horse's neck. Sam could feel that she was shaking. She had been very close to death. As they rode through the dark, Sam wondered what would happen next. He had saved this woman's life, but bringing an Apache woman to his ranch could cause big problems. Many white people would be angry. They might think he was helping the enemy, but Sam could not think about that now. First, he had to get the woman to safety. He had to give her food and water. He had to help her get strong again. The ranch house appeared ahead of them. Light came from the windows. It looked warm and safe. Sam's horse slowed down as they got closer to home. Sam helped the woman down from the horse. She stood on shaky legs. She looked at the house, then at Sam. She did not know what would happen to her now. She did not know if she could trust this white man who had saved her life. Sam looked at her face in the light from the house. She was young, maybe 25 years old. Her eyes were dark and intelligent. Even tired and scared, she held her head up with pride. "You're safe now," Sam said. He pointed to himself. "Sam." Then he pointed to her with a question in his eyes. The woman understood. She pointed to herself. "Ayanna," she said softly. Sam nodded. "Ayanna. You're safe here, Ayanna." But even as Sam said the words, he wondered if they were true. He had saved her from the wolves. But what other dangers were waiting for them? Sam led Ayanna into his house. She walked slowly and looked around with careful eyes. Everything was new to her. She had never been inside a white man's house before. The house was simple but clean. There was a big fireplace with warm flames. Wooden chairs sat around a table. Shelves held books and dishes. On the walls hung pictures of Sam and his dead wife, Mary. Ayanna stopped walking when she saw the pictures. She pointed at the woman in the picture and looked at Sam with a question in her eyes. "My wife," Sam said sadly. "She died 3 years ago." Ayanna did not understand all his words, but she understood his sad face. Death was something all people knew about. She nodded and touched her heart with her hand. Sam brought a chair close to the fire. "Sit," he said gently. Ayanna sat down. She was very tired. Sam got a bowl of water and some clean cloth. He came back to Ayanna and knelt down beside her chair. Her wrists and ankles had deep cuts from the ropes. Some of the cuts were bleeding. Sam showed her the water and cloth. "I need to clean your cuts," he said. He pointed to her wrists. Ayanna understood. She held out her hands. Sam washed the cuts very gently. The water stung, but Ayanna did not make any sound. She was strong. When Sam finished cleaning her cuts, he went to the kitchen. He brought back bread, meat, and milk. Ayanna's eyes got big when she saw the food. She had not eaten for 2 days. Sam put the food on a plate and gave it to her. "Eat," he said. Ayanna took the food with both hands. She ate slowly at first, then faster. She was very hungry. Sam watched her eat and felt good that he could help her. While Ayanna ate, Sam thought about what had happened. Someone had tied her up to feed her to the wolves. This was not something that happened by accident. Someone had planned this cruel thing. "Who did this to you?" Sam asked. Ayanna looked up from her food. She did not understand his question. Sam pointed to her wrists where the rope cuts were. Then he made angry gestures. Ayanna understood. Her face became sad and angry. She started to speak in Apache. Sam could not understand her words, but he could hear the pain in her voice. Ayanna tried to tell him with her hands in simple English words. She pointed to herself and shook her head. She made the sign of a man with her hands. Then she pushed the air away from herself. Sam watched her carefully. Slowly he began to understand. She had refused something. She had refused a man. Ayanna continued her story with gestures. She pointed far away and made the sign of many people. Then she showed herself walking away from them. She had left her people. Then Ayanna's face got very angry. She pointed to white men and made cruel gestures. She showed how they had found her and tied her up. She showed wolves eating. The white men had left her for the wolves because she was Apache. Sam felt sick when he understood. White settlers had found her alone and decided to use her as wolf bait. It was easier than killing her themselves. They thought the wolves would do their dirty work for them. I'm sorry, Sam said. White men did this. But not all white men are bad. Ayana looked at Sam for a long time. She could see that he was a good man. He had saved her life when he could have left her to die, but she was still scared. She did not know what he wanted from her. Sam stood up and pointed to a small room near the kitchen. You can sleep there, he said. He made sleeping gestures with his hands. Ayana looked at the room. It was small, but it had a real bed with clean sheets. She had been sleeping on the ground for many days. Sam brought her a clean shirt and some blankets. These will keep you warm, he said. Ayana took the clothes and looked at Sam. She did not understand why he was being so kind to her. In her experience, white men and Apache were enemies, yet this man was treating her like a guest. Sam seemed to understand her confusion. He pointed to himself and then to her. Same, he said. We are the same. People. Good people. That night, Sam slept in his own room, but he did not sleep well. He kept thinking about what would happen if other white people found out about Ayana. Most of them would not understand. They would think he was a traitor for helping an Apache woman. In the morning, Sam woke up early. He went to the kitchen to make breakfast. He found Ayana already awake. She was sitting by the window looking out at the ranch. Good morning, Sam said. Ayana turned and smiled at him. It was the first time he had seen her smile. Her whole face changed when she smiled. She looked younger and less afraid. Sam made eggs and bacon for breakfast. Ayana watched him cook. She seemed interested in how he prepared the food. When he gave her the plate, she said thank you in slow English. Sam was surprised. You speak English? Ayana nodded. Little, she said. My father, he teach me. He say, white man's words important. This was good news for Sam. If Ayana could speak some English, they could talk to each other better. After breakfast, Sam showed Ayana around the ranch. She walked with him to see the horses and cattle. Sam could tell that she knew a lot about animals. She looked at his horses with expert eyes. One of Sam's horses was limping. Sam had been worried about it for days. Ayana saw the horse and went to it. She spoke softly in Apache. The horse let her touch its leg. Ayana felt the horse's leg carefully. Then she looked at Sam and pointed to the horse's hoof. Sam looked and saw a sharp stone stuck in it. How did you know? Sam asked. Ayana smiled. Apache? We know horses, she said in her careful English. Sam got his tools and carefully removed the stone. The horse stopped limping right away. Sam was amazed. He had been looking at that horse for days and had not seen the problem. You're very good with animals, Sam said. Ayana nodded. My people. We live with animals. Horses are friends. As the day went on, Sam and Ayana worked together around the ranch. She helped him feed the animals and fix a broken fence. Sam was surprised by how much she knew about ranch work. In the afternoon, they sat on the porch and tried to talk. Ayana's English was getting better as she practiced. She told Sam more about what had happened to her. My tribe. They want me marry bad man, she said slowly. War chief, he hurt people. I say no, Sam nodded. You were brave to say no. My father angry. My mother cry. They say I must marry him. I say no again. So they send me away. Sam felt sorry for her. She had lost her family because she would not marry a cruel man. The white men, they find me walking alone, Ayana continued. They say Apache woman no good. They tie me for wolves. Sam's hands made fists when he heard this. He was angry at the men who had done this terrible thing to her. You're safe here, Sam said. I won't let anyone hurt you. Ayana looked at him with serious eyes. Why you help me? Apache and white man. Enemies. Sam thought about her question. Because it's right, he said finally. You needed help. That's all that matters. That evening, Sam and Ayana sat by the fire. Sam was reading a book. Ayana watched him with curious eyes. What is that? She asked, pointing to the book. A book. It has stories in it. Can you read? Ayana shook her head. My father teach me speak English. But not read words. Sam had an idea. Would you like me to teach you? Ayana's eyes got bright. Yes, I want learn. Sam found a simple book with easy words. He showed Ayana the letters and told her what sounds they made. She learned very fast. By the end of the evening, she could read some simple words. You're very smart, Sam told her. Ayana smiled. My father say women must be smart. World is dangerous place. As they prepared for bed, Sam felt something he had not felt in 3 years. He felt like he had a friend. The house did not seem so empty anymore. But Sam also felt worried. He lived far from town, but not far enough. Other ranchers sometimes came by. What would he tell them if they saw Ayanna? And what about the men who had tied her up for the wolves? If they found out she was alive, they might come looking for her. Sam had saved her life, but the danger was not over. As Sam lay in bed that night, he listened to the sounds of the night. He heard owls calling and coyotes howling in the distance. But he also thought he heard something else. The sound of horses in the far distance. Sam got up and looked out his window. He could not see anything in the dark. Maybe it was just his imagination. But maybe it was not. Sam checked that his rifle was loaded and ready. He had a feeling that his peaceful life was about to change. Saving Ayanna had been the right thing to do. But it might also be the most dangerous thing he had ever done. 3 weeks passed since Sam found Ayanna. Every day they worked together on the ranch. Every evening Sam taught her to read English words. Ayanna learned very fast. She could now read simple books and write her name. Sam's life had changed in ways he did not expect. The house felt alive again. Ayanna sang Apache songs while she worked. She cooked new foods with wild plants she found near the ranch. She laughed at Sam's jokes even when her English was not good enough to understand them all. Ayanna changed too. The fear left her eyes. Her cuts healed. She grew stronger each day. She walked with confidence around the ranch like it was her home now. In the mornings, Ayanna showed Sam Apache ways of tracking animals. She could read signs in the dirt that Sam never noticed. She knew which plants could heal cuts and which could make medicine for sick animals. "Look here," she said one morning. She pointed to marks in the dust near the waterhole. 3 deer came here last night. One was hurt. Sam looked at the ground. He could see some hoof prints, but they all looked the same to him. "How do you know one was hurt?" Ayanna pointed to one set of tracks. "See, this one drags back foot. Step is not same as others." Sam studied the tracks more carefully. Now he could see what she meant. One deer had been putting less weight on its back leg. "Your people see everything," Sam said with respect. Ayanna smiled. "Apache must see everything. If we don't, we die." In the afternoon, Sam taught Ayanna about ranch work. She already knew horses, but cattle were different. Sam showed her how to move the cows from one field to another. He taught her how to check if animals were sick. Ayanna was a good student. She asked many questions. Why do cattle stay together? Why don't they run away like deer? Cattle are not wild animals, Sam explained. People have taken care of them for many years. They depend on us for food and water. Like prisoners? Ayanna asked. Sam had never thought of it that way. I guess so. But they have good lives. We protect them from wolves and give them food when grass is hard to find. Ayanna nodded, but Sam could see she was thinking about this. Apache people were free. They did not like the idea of being dependent on others. One evening, as they sat by the fire, Ayanna asked Sam about his wife. Mary, what was she like? Sam looked at Mary's picture on the wall. She was kind. She loved this ranch. She wanted to have children, but... Sam's voice got quiet. The fever took her before we could have a family. Ayanna touched Sam's hand gently. You loved her very much. Yes, Sam said. I thought I would never care about anyone again. Ayanna looked at him with soft eyes. But now? Sam looked back at her. Something had grown between them over these weeks. It was more than friendship, but Sam was afraid to name it. Now I'm not so lonely, he said. Ayanna smiled. I am not lonely either. First time in many years. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the fire. Both of them knew their feelings were growing stronger. But both of them also knew how dangerous their situation was. The next morning, that danger came to their door. Sam was fixing a fence when he heard horses coming. He looked up and saw 3 men riding toward the ranch house. Sam's heart started beating fast. He recognized the man in front. It was Clayton Morse, his nearest neighbor. Morse was not a friend. He was a hard man who hated all Apache people. He had lost cattle to Apache raids and wanted revenge on all of them. Morse owned the ranch 5 miles away. He sometimes came by to complain about something. Sam dropped his tools and walked quickly toward the house. He had to warn Ayanna to hide, but it was too late. Ayanna was hanging clothes on a line behind the house. When she heard the horses, she came around the corner to see who was coming. Morse and his men saw her right away. Morse's face got red with anger. He jumped off his horse and pointed at Ayanna. McKenna, what is that Apache doing on your land? Sam stepped between Morse and Ayanna. She's my guest, Morse, that's all you need to know. Your guest? Morse's voice got louder. You're harboring the enemy. Apache killed my brother last year. They stole my cattle, and you're giving one of them a safe place to live? The two men with Morse got off their horses too. They both carried guns. Sam could see they were ready for trouble. This woman never hurt anyone, Sam said calmly. She's not part of any war party. Apache is Apache, Morse said. They're all the same. Killers and thieves. Ayanna understood enough English to know what Morse was saying. She stepped forward and spoke clearly. I hurt no one. I take nothing. I work here. I help, Morse laughed, but it was not a happy sound. Listen to it talk. You teaching it English, McKenna? What else are you teaching it? Sam's hands made fists. Watch your mouth, Morse. Or what? You'll fight me for your Apache woman. Morse looked at his men and smiled. Boys, looks like McKenna's gone native. Maybe we should tell the sheriff about this. Sam's blood ran cold. If the sheriff came, Ayanna would be arrested. They might put her in jail or send her to the reservation. On the reservation, Apache people lived like prisoners. Many of them died of sickness and hunger. There's no law against helping someone who needs help, Sam said. Maybe not, Morse said, but there are laws against helping the enemy. Apache are at war with white settlers. That makes her an enemy, and that makes you a traitor. Ayanna moved closer to Sam. She could feel the danger in the air. These men wanted to hurt her and maybe Sam too. She's not going anywhere, Sam said firmly. Morse's face got redder. Yes, she is. Either you get rid of her or I'll bring the cavalry here. They'll take her away and probably arrest you too. The cavalry won't come out here just because you ask them to, Sam said. Won't they? Morse smiled mean. What if I tell them you're helping Apache plan attacks on other ranches? What if I tell them you're giving information about where to find cattle and horses? Sam realized that Morse was serious. The man was willing to lie to get what he wanted. You can't prove something that isn't true, Sam said. Can't I? Who do you think they'll believe? Me, a respectable rancher who's lost cattle to Apache raids? Or you, a man living alone with an Apache woman? Sam saw the trap. People would believe Morse because they wanted to believe bad things about Apache people. And Sam living with Ayanna would look suspicious to many white people. What do you want, Morse? Sam asked. I want her gone, today. You give her to me and I'll forget I saw her here. No, Sam said. Then I'll be back with the cavalry. And when they're done with you, you'll wish you'd listened to me. Morse and his men got back on their horses. You've got until tomorrow, McKenna. Get rid of her, or I will. They rode away, leaving dust in the air. Sam and Ayanna stood together watching them go. They come back, Ayanna said quietly. Yes, Sam said. They'll come back. Maybe I should go, Ayanna said. I bring trouble to you. Sam turned to look at her. No, you're not going anywhere. This is your home now. But if soldiers come, we'll figure something out, Sam said. But inside he was worried. Morse had powerful friends. If he really brought the cavalry, Sam would not be able to protect Ayanna. That evening, they did not practice reading. Instead, they made plans. Sam showed Ayanna all the places on the ranch where she could hide if soldiers came. He taught her the best ways to reach the mountains if she had to run. There are caves in the high rocks, Sam said. You could hide there for days if you had to. Ayanna listened carefully, but she shook her head. I will not run and leave you in trouble. If soldiers come, they'll arrest you. They might kill you. Then we both run, Ayanna said. Sam looked at her with surprise. I can't leave my ranch. This is all I have. Land is just dirt and rocks, Ayanna said. People are what matter. Sam felt something warm in his chest when she said this. She was willing to give up her safety for him, just as he was willing to give up his ranch for her. Maybe it won't come to that, Sam said. Maybe Morse is just making threats. But Sam did not really believe this. He had seen the hate in Morse's eyes. The man would not give up easily. That night Sam slept with his rifle next to his bed. Ayanna slept with her knife under her pillow. Both of them listened to every sound outside. Near midnight, Sam heard horses again. He got up and looked out the window. In the moonlight, he could see riders in the distance. They were watching the ranch. Sam woke Ayanna quietly. Someone's out there, he whispered. They both looked out the window. The riders stayed far away, but they were definitely watching the house. They want to see if I try to leave, Ayanna said. Or they're planning something, Sam said. The riders stayed until almost dawn. Then they rode away. Sam and Ayanna did not sleep for the rest of the night. In the morning, Sam made a decision. "We need help," he said. "Who will help us?" Ayanna asked. "White people do not like Apache. Apache do not trust white people." Sam thought about this. Most people would side with Morse, but maybe not all of them. There's a priest in town, Father Miguel. He believes all people are equal. And there's Doc Harrison. He's treated Apache people when they were hurt. Maybe they would help us. It is dangerous for them too, Ayanna said. Yes, Sam agreed. But some people will do what's right, even when it's dangerous. Sam decided to ride to town that afternoon. He would talk to Father Miguel and Doc Harrison. Maybe they could find a way to help. But as Sam prepared to leave, he saw dust on the horizon. More riders were coming. This time there were many of them. Morse kept his promise, Sam said grimly. Ayanna looked at the dust cloud. How many? The riders coming toward the ranch were not Morse and his men. As they got closer, Sam could see they were Apache warriors. His heart began to beat fast. There were 8 of them, all on painted horses. They carried spears and rifles. Ayanna saw them too. Her face went white with fear. "Nalnish," she whispered. "Who?" Sam asked. "The war chief. The man my father wanted me to marry." Ayanna's voice shook. "He has come for me." Sam grabbed his rifle. "Get in the house. Lock the door." "No," Ayanna said. "If I hide, he will think I am weak. I must face him." The Apache warriors rode into the yard and stopped in front of the house. Their leader was a big man with scars on his face and arms. His black hair was long and decorated with feathers. His eyes were cold and hard. This was Nalnish. Sam could see why Ayanna had been afraid to marry him. The man looked cruel and dangerous. Nalnish spoke to Ayanna in Apache. His voice was angry and demanding. Ayanna answered him, but her voice was strong. She was not begging. Sam could not understand their words, but he could tell they were arguing. Other warriors watched Sam carefully. They held their weapons ready. Finally, Nalnish switched to English. His English was better than Ayanna's. "White man," he said to Sam, "you have something that belongs to me." "I don't have anything of yours," Sam said. Nalnish pointed at Ayanna. "This woman, she is promised to me. Her father gave her to me in trade for horses and guns." "She's not a thing to be traded," Sam said. "She's a person. She can choose for herself." Nalnish laughed, but it was not a happy sound. Apache women do not choose. They obey their fathers and their husbands. Ayanna stepped forward. She spoke in English so Sam could understand. "I will never be your wife, Nalnish. I told my father this. I tell you this." Nalnish's face got red with anger. "Your father accepted my gifts. You belong to me now." "I belong to no one," Ayanna said proudly. Nalnish looked at Sam with hate in his eyes. "You have turned her against Apache ways, white man. You have made her forget her people." "I didn't make her do anything," Sam said. "She chose to stay here." "Because you put bad thoughts in her head," Nalnish said. "Apache women who live with white men become weak. They forget how to be Apache." "Ayanna is stronger than you think," Sam said. Nalnish got off his horse. He was very big, almost as tall as Sam, but much wider. His muscles were like rocks under his skin. Scars covered his arms and chest. This was a man who had fought many battles. "I challenge you, white man," Nalnish said. "Fight me for her. If you win, you can keep her. If I win, she comes with me." "No," Ayanna said quickly. "I will not be a prize in a fight. I choose my own life." Nalnish grabbed Ayanna's arm roughly. "You have no choice. Your father sold you to me. Apache law says you are mine." Sam stepped forward. "Let go of her." Nalnish smiled mean. "Make me, white man." Sam was not as big as Nalnish, but he was not small either. Years of ranch work had made him strong, and he was fighting for something important. "If I win, you leave her alone forever," Sam said. "No more coming after her." "And if I win, she comes with me now," Nalnish said. "And you die." The other Apache warriors made a circle around Sam and Nalnish. They wanted to see this fight. In Apache culture, fighting was how men proved their strength. Ayanna tried to stop them. "Please do not fight. There must be another way." But both men had made up their minds. Nalnish handed his rifle to one of his warriors. Sam put down his rifle too. This would be a fight with hands and knives. Nalnish pulled out a long knife with a bone handle. Sam had his own knife, but it was smaller. He would have to be faster and smarter than his bigger opponent. The two men circled each other like wolves. Nalnish moved like a cat, quiet and smooth. Sam could see that the war chief was a skilled fighter. Nalnish attacked first. He jumped forward with his knife cutting through the air. Sam jumped back just in time. The knife passed inches from his chest. Sam tried to cut Nalnish's arm, but the war chief blocked with his other hand. Nalnish's fist hit Sam in the face. Sam stumbled backward. Blood ran from Sam's nose, but he stayed on his feet. Nalnish smiled and said something in Apache to his men. They laughed. Sam wiped the blood from his face. He had to be careful. Nalnish was faster and stronger than he looked. This time, Sam attacked. He pretended to cut high, then went low. His knife cut Nalnish's leg. It was not a deep cut, but it made the war chief angry. Nalnish roared and came at Sam like a wild animal. Sam rolled to the side. Nalnish's knife stuck in the ground where Sam had been standing. While Nalnish pulled his knife free, Sam kicked him in the ribs. Nalnish grunted with pain but did not fall. The fight went on for long minutes. Both men got cuts and bruises. Sam was getting tired. Nalnish was strong like a bull. He did not seem to get tired at all. Ayanna watched with fear in her eyes. She wanted to help Sam, but Apache law said she could not interfere in a fight between warriors. Nalnish caught Sam's wrist and twisted it. Sam dropped his knife. Now he had no weapon except his hands. Nalnish raised his knife to kill Sam, but Sam grabbed a handful of dirt and threw it in Nalnish's eyes. The war chief was blinded for a moment. Sam tackled Nalnish around the waist. Both men fell to the ground. They rolled in the dirt, each trying to get the knife. Sam was on top for a moment. He tried to punch Nalnish's face, but the war chief was too strong. He threw Sam off and jumped to his feet. Nalnish had lost his knife in the dirt, but he still had his hands. He grabbed Sam's throat and began to squeeze. Sam could not breathe. Black spots appeared in front of his eyes. He was going to die. But then Ayanna did something that surprised everyone. She ran between the two men. "Stop," she shouted in Apache. "I will come with you." Nalnish let go of Sam's throat. Sam fell to the ground, gasping for air. "But I have conditions," Ayanna said. Nalnish looked suspicious. "What conditions?" "You must promise never to hurt this white man. If you kill him, I will kill myself. Then you will have nothing." Nalnish thought about this. He wanted Ayanna alive, not dead. "And," Ayanna continued, "you must give me time to say goodbye." 5 minutes, Nalnish said. 1 hour, Ayanna said. "No, 5 minutes." Ayanna looked at Sam, who was still on the ground trying to breathe. She had saved his life, but now she would have to go with Nalnish. 10 minutes, she said. Nalnish nodded. 10 minutes. Then we go. The Apache warriors moved away to give Ayanna and Sam privacy, but they watched carefully to make sure Sam did not try anything. Ayanna knelt down beside Sam. "Are you hurt badly?" she asked. Sam sat up slowly. His throat was sore and his face was bloody, but he would live. "I'm okay, but you can't go with him." "I must," Ayanna said. "If I don't, he will kill you." "We can run away together," Sam said. "Go to California or back east." Ayanna shook her head. "He will follow us." Nalnish never gives up. Sam looked at the Apache warriors. They were all young and strong. They had good horses and weapons. Even if Sam and Ayanna ran, the warriors would catch them. "There has to be another way," Sam said. "Maybe," Ayanna said, "but not today." She helped Sam stand up. His legs were shaky, but he could walk. "Listen to me," Ayanna said quietly. "Nalnish is proud. He thinks he has won. But I know things about him that you do not." "What things?" "He is not as strong as he pretends. Other Apache warriors are beginning to question him. He needs me to marry him so he can stay powerful." Sam did not understand. "How does marrying you make him powerful?" "My father is an important chief. If I marry Nalnish, my father's warriors will follow him. Without me, Nalnish is just another war chief with a few men." This gave Sam an idea. "What if your father knew what kind of man Nalnish really is?" "My father only cares about the horses and guns Nalnish gave him," Ayanna said sadly. "But what about your mother?" "Your brothers?" "My brother Dakota always protected me, but he was away hunting when my father arranged the marriage." Ayanna's eyes got bright. "If Dakota knew what happened to me, where is he now?" "I do not know, but if he is alive, he will be looking for me." Sam felt hope for the first time since the fight started. "Then we have to find a way to tell him where you are." "Time is up," Nalnish called out. Ayanna looked at Sam one last time. "Do not try to follow us. Promise me." I can't promise that, Sam said. Promise me, Ayana said again. If you follow, Nalnish will kill you. I cannot lose you too. Sam saw the tears in her eyes. I promise, he lied. Ayana kissed Sam's cheek gently. Then she walked to Nalnish. I am ready, she said. Nalnish grabbed her arm roughly and put her on his horse. He got on behind her. Remember, white man, Nalnish said to Sam. She belongs to me now. If I see you again, I will kill you. The Apache warriors rode away with Ayana. Sam watched until they disappeared over the hills. Sam stood alone in his yard. Blood dripped from his cuts onto the ground. His throat hurt where Nalnish had choked him, but the worst pain was in his heart. He had found love again after 3 years of loneliness. Now it was gone. Sam looked at his rifle lying in the dirt. He picked it up and checked that it was loaded. He had made a promise to Ayana not to follow. But some promises were meant to be broken. Sam got his horse and filled his saddlebags with food and bullets. He put extra water in his canteen. As the sun set, Sam McKenna rode out to find the woman he loved. He did not know if he would live or die, but he knew he could not give up without a fight. 3 days passed since Nalnish took Ayana away. Sam had followed their trail for 2 days before losing it in the rocky hills. Now he sat on his horse on a high ridge, looking down at the valley below. His water was almost gone. His horse was tired. Sam had to make a choice. He could go home and give up, or he could go to town and ask for help. He did not want to involve other people in his troubles. But he could not save Ayana by himself. Sam turned his horse toward town. It was a hard ride, but he reached the small settlement of Cedar Ridge just as the sun was setting. Cedar Ridge was not much of a town. It had one main street with a general store, a saloon, a church, and a few houses. Most people here were ranchers or worked for ranchers. Sam rode straight to the church. Father Miguel was an old Mexican priest who had lived in this area for 20 years. He spoke Apache and Spanish as well as English. More importantly, he believed that all people were equal in God's eyes. Sam found Father Miguel in the church preparing for evening prayers. The priest was a small man with gray hair and kind eyes. He looked up when Sam walked in. Sam McKenna, Father Miguel said with surprise. You look terrible. What happened to your face? Sam's cuts and bruises from the fight with Nalnish were still healing. I need your help, Father. Father Miguel put down his prayer book. Sit down and tell me everything. Sam told the priest about finding Ayana, about the weeks they spent together, and about Nalnish taking her away. Father Miguel listened without interrupting. When Sam finished his story, Father Miguel was quiet for a long moment. You love this woman, the priest said finally. Yes, Sam said. I know it sounds crazy. We're from different worlds, but she's special. Love is never crazy, Father Miguel said, but it can be dangerous. Will you help me? Sam asked. Father Miguel nodded. I will help, but we cannot do this alone. We need more friends. Who would help us? Most people in this town hate Apache. Not all, Father Miguel said. Dr. Harrison has treated Apache people. He knows they are not monsters. And there's Mrs. Chen at the general store. Her husband was Chinese. She knows what it feels like to be different. What about the sheriff? Father Miguel shook his head. Sheriff Williams is Morse's friend. He will not help us. Just then, they heard horses outside the church. Father Miguel looked out the window and frowned. Speaking of Morse, he said, he's here with some men. Sam looked out the window too. Morse and 4 men were getting off their horses in front of the church. Hide in the back room, Father Miguel whispered. I will talk to them. Sam went to the small room behind the altar. He left the door open a crack so he could hear what was said. Morse came into the church with heavy steps. He did not take off his hat, which was disrespectful in a church. Father, Morse said in a loud voice, I'm looking for Sam McKenna. His horse is outside. Mr. McKenna came here for confession, Father Miguel said calmly. What people tell me in confession is private. I don't care about your church rules, Morse said. I want to talk to him. What do you want with Mr. McKenna? He's been harboring an Apache woman on his ranch. That's against the law during wartime. Father Miguel raised his eyebrows. Is it? I was not aware of such a law. Don't play games with me, priest. You know it's wrong to help the enemy. I know it's wrong to hurt innocent people, Father Miguel said, but I did not know there was a law about helping someone in need. Morse's face got red. There should be a law. Apache killed my brother. They stole my cattle. They're savages. Some Apache have done bad things, Father Miguel agreed. Just as some white men have done bad things. That does not make all Apache bad any more than it makes all white men bad. You're talking like a fool, Morse said angrily. Perhaps, Father Miguel said, but I would rather be a fool who helps people than a wise man who hurts them. Morse looked around the church as if he was searching for Sam. McKenna's in here somewhere. I can smell his fear. The only thing I smell is anger, Father Miguel said, and anger makes men do stupid things. One of Morse's men whispered something in his ear. Morse nodded and looked back at the priest. Fine, keep your secrets, but tell McKenna this for me. The Apache took his woman back where she belongs. If he tries to get her back, he'll end up dead, and if I find out he's still helping Apache, I'll make sure he hangs for treason. I will tell him you stopped by, Father Miguel said politely. After Morse and his men left, Sam came out of hiding. Thank you, Father, Sam said. Morse is dangerous, Father Miguel said. He has friends in the territorial government. He could cause real trouble for you. I know, but I can't just forget about Ayanna. I am not asking you to forget her. I am asking you to be smart. The next morning, Father Miguel took Sam to see Dr. Harrison. The doctor was a thin man with white hair and gentle hands. He had been the only doctor in Cedar Ridge for 15 years. Dr. Harrison listened to Sam's story while he cleaned Sam's wounds from the fight with Nalnish. I've treated Apache people when they were hurt, Dr. Harrison said. They're just people like anyone else. Some good, some bad, and will you help us? Sam asked. Dr. Harrison was quiet while he put bandages on Sam's cuts. What exactly are you planning to do? I don't know yet, Sam admitted. First, I need to find where Nalnish took Ayanna. That could be anywhere in the mountains, Dr. Harrison said. Apache know hiding places that white men have never seen. There has to be a way, Sam said. Dr. Harrison finished with the bandages. Actually, there might be. I have a patient who might help us. Who? An old Apache man named Yazzie. He was shot by some cowboys last month. I saved his life, and now he feels he owes me a debt. Would he know where Nalnish camps? Maybe. Yazzie knows all the Apache leaders. But he might not help. Many Apache do not trust white men. That afternoon, Dr. Harrison took Sam to a small cabin on the edge of town. Inside, they found Yazzie sitting by a fire. He was very old, with long gray hair and deep lines in his face. Dr. Harrison spoke to Yazzie in Apache. The old man looked at Sam with suspicious eyes. They talked for several minutes. Finally, Dr. Harrison turned to Sam. He knows about Nalnish.
He says Nalnish is not well liked by many Apache.
He is cruel and cares only about power. Does he know where Nalnish camps? Dr. Harrison asked Yazzie the question. The old man answered slowly. He says Nalnish has a camp in Black Canyon about 30 miles north of here, but the camp is well guarded. It would be suicide to attack it. Sam felt excitement and fear at the same time. Now he knew where Ayanna was, but getting to her would be almost impossible. Ask him about Ayanna's brother, Sam said. Dakota, Dr. Harrison asked the question. Yazzie's eyes got bright when he heard the name. He knows Dakota, Dr. Harrison translated. He says Dakota is a good warrior and a smart man. He's been looking for his sister. Where is he? After more conversation, Dr. Harrison turned back to Sam. Yazzie says Dakota is camped with some other warriors about 10 miles east of here. They are hunting, but also looking for Ayanna. This was the best news Sam had heard in days. If he could find Dakota and tell him what happened to Ayanna, maybe they could work together. Will Yazzie take a message to Dakota? Sam asked. Dr. Harrison asked the question. Yazzie thought for a long time before answering. He will do it, Dr. Harrison said. But he wants something in return. What? Medicine for his grandson. The boy is sick with fever. Done, Sam said immediately. Dr. Harrison gave Yazzie medicine for his grandson. The old man promised to find Dakota and tell him about his sister. That evening, Sam, Father Miguel, and Dr. Harrison met in the church to make plans. If Dakota helps us, we might have a chance, Father Miguel said. What about Morse? Dr. Harrison asked. He's not going to just let this go. Morse is the least of our problems right now, Sam said. First, we have to get Ayanna away from Nalnish. And if we succeed? Father Miguel asked. Where will you go? You cannot stay here. Sam had been thinking about this. California, maybe. Or back east, somewhere far from here. That might be best, Dr. Harrison agreed. This territory is not safe for mixed couples. 2 days later, Yazzie returned with news. He had found Dakota and given him the message. Dakota wanted to meet with Sam. He will come here tomorrow night, Dr. Harrison translated. He will meet you at the old mining camp 5 miles south of town. Sam felt nervous and hopeful at the same time. Tomorrow night he would meet Ayana's brother. If Dakota was anything like his sister, he would be smart and brave. But Sam also knew this meeting could be dangerous. Dakota might blame Sam for what happened to Ayana. He might think Sam was just another white man who wanted to use an Apache woman. The next evening, Sam rode to the old mining camp. It was a place where gold miners had worked years ago before the gold ran out. Now it was just empty buildings and broken equipment. Sam waited in the shadows near an old cabin. The moon was bright and he could see clearly across the small valley. After an hour, Sam heard a horse approaching. A single rider came into the camp. The man was tall and moved like a cat. Even in the moonlight, Sam could see that he looked like Ayana. This was Dakota. The Apache warrior got off his horse and looked around carefully. He was making sure this was not a trap. "Sam McKenna," Dakota called out in English. "I'm here," Sam said. He stepped out of the shadows with his hands visible and empty. Sam and Dakota worked together for 3 days to plan their rescue of Ayana. Dakota knew which Apache warriors were unhappy with Nalnish. Some of them were camped nearby waiting for the right moment to challenge the war chief. "Nalnish is losing power," Dakota explained. He promised his warriors many victories against white settlers. But the army has been fighting back hard. Many Apache have died following Nalnish's bad plans. So why do they still follow him? Sam asked. "Fear," Dakota said. "And because he has my sister. Marrying her will make him stronger in the eyes of our people." Dakota's plan was smart but dangerous. They would wait until Nalnish left his camp to raid settlements. Then they would sneak in and take Ayana away. Some of Nalnish's own warriors would help them, because they wanted a new leader. But before they could try their plan, everything went wrong. Sam was at his ranch, getting supplies ready for the rescue. He had been gone for almost a week, and the place felt empty without Ayana. Her clothes still hung on the line where she had left them. Her books were still on the table. Sam was loading bullets into his rifle when he heard horses coming fast. He looked out the window and saw riders approaching from 2 directions. From the north came Nalnish and his warriors. Sam counted 12 of them, all armed and painted for war. They rode their horses hard like they were very angry. From the south came another group of riders. This was Morse and his men plus some other white settlers. There were 15 of them, and they all carried guns. Sam realized what was happening. Both groups were coming to his ranch at the same time. They would arrive within minutes of each other. Sam grabbed his rifle and extra bullets. He had to get outside before the 2 groups trapped him in the house. But it was too late. Nalnish and his warriors reached the ranch first. They surrounded the house before Sam could get out. Nalnish got off his horse and walked toward the front door. His face was full of rage. "White man," Nalnish shouted. "Come out and face me." Sam opened the door slowly. He kept his rifle ready, but he knew he could not fight 12 warriors by himself. "I thought you took what you came for," Sam said. "I did," Nalnish said, "but you have been making trouble. You sent Apache warriors to speak against me." Sam's heart sank. Somehow Nalnish had found out about Dakota's plan. "I don't know what you're talking about," Sam said. "Liar." Nalnish pulled out his knife. "You turned my own warriors against me. You sent messages saying I'm weak." Before Sam could answer, they heard more horses approaching. Morse and his men rode into the yard, guns drawn. When Morse saw the Apache warriors, he pulled his horse to a stop. For a moment, nobody moved. Both groups were surprised to see each other. Then Morse started shouting, "McKenna, what are these Apache doing on your land?" "They came here looking for trouble," Sam called back. Nalnish looked at Morse and his men with anger. He recognized some of them as the settlers who had been raiding Apache camps. "You," Nalnish said, pointing at Morse. "You are the white chief who burns Apache homes." Morse raised his rifle. "And you're the savage who killed my brother." "Your brother died like a dog," Nalnish said with a cruel smile. The tension in the air was like lightning before a storm. Sam could see that both groups wanted to fight each other, but first they both wanted to deal with him. Morse spoke first. "McKenna, you're under arrest for helping the enemy. Come with us peacefully, and maybe you won't hang." "The white man stays here," Nalnish said. "I have business with him." "Like hell he does," Morse said. "He's a traitor to his own people." He comes with us, Nalnish raised his spear. Try to take him, White Dog. Sam realized he was caught between two enemies who hated each other almost as much as they hated him. Maybe he could use this to his advantage. You both want me, Sam called out loudly. But I'm just one man. Why don't you settle who gets me by fighting each other first? Shut up, McKenna, Morse said. But Sam could see him thinking about it. Nalnish smiled. The white man is right. Let us see who is stronger. For a moment, Sam thought his plan might work. If the two groups fought each other, maybe he could escape in the confusion. But then Morse surprised everyone. Instead of fighting Nalnish, he turned his gun toward Sam. Maybe we should just kill him now, Morse said. Save everyone the trouble. No, Nalnish said. He dies by my hand for the dishonor he has brought me. He's my prisoner, Morse insisted. While the two leaders argued, Sam noticed something moving in the distance. More riders were coming from the east. At first, Sam thought it was more of Morse's men, but as they got closer, Sam could see that these riders were Apache. It was Dakota with several warriors who opposed Nalnish. Dakota had come to help with the rescue, but now he would find a battle instead. The situation was getting worse by the minute. Soon there would be 30 armed men in Sam's yard, all wanting to fight. Sam made a desperate decision. He fired his rifle into the air. Listen to me, he shouted. All of you! Everyone turned to look at him. For a moment, the yard was quiet. You all want something from me, Sam continued. Morse, you want to arrest me. Nalnish, you want to kill me. But fighting each other won't get you what you want. What are you saying? Morse asked. I'm saying let's settle this like men, one at a time. Not 30 against one, Nalnish laughed. You want to fight us all one by one? You will die very slowly. Maybe, Sam said, but at least it will be a fair fight. Before anyone could answer, Dakota and his warriors rode into the yard. Now there were 3 groups of armed men facing each other. Dakota looked at the scene with sharp eyes. He saw his sister was not there. He saw Nalnish and the white settlers pointing guns at each other. He understood that Sam was in great danger. Brother, Nalnish said to Dakota in Apache, you come at a good time. Help me kill these white dogs. I am not your brother, Dakota said in English so everyone could understand. And you are not my chief. Nalnish's face got red with anger. You dare challenge me? I challenge a man who steals women and calls himself a warrior, Dakota said. Some of Nalnish's own warriors looked surprised when they heard this. They had not known the full truth about how Nalnish got Ayana. Morse was getting confused. What's going on here? Who are these new Apache? They're here to stop Nalnish, Sam said. Just like you. We're not here to help you, McKenna, one of Morse's men said. No, but we all want the same thing, Sam said. We all want Nalnish gone. This was not exactly true, but Sam hoped it would make the white settlers think twice about shooting. Nalnish saw that the situation was turning against him. Some of his own warriors were looking at Dakota with respect. The white men might join with Dakota's warriors to fight him. Enough talk, Nalnish said. He raised his spear and threw it at Sam. Sam dove to the side. The spear stuck in the wooden door behind him. That spear throw started the battle. Everyone began shooting at once. Sam rolled behind a water trough for cover. Bullets flew over his head. He could hear men shouting and horses screaming. Nalnish's warriors fought against both Dakota's men and Morse's settlers. Dakota's warriors tried to protect Sam while fighting Nalnish. Morse's men shot at any Apache they could see. In the confusion, Sam could not tell who was winning. He just tried to stay alive. A bullet hit the water trough next to Sam's head. Water began pouring out. Sam looked around for better cover. He saw one of Nalnish's warriors aiming a rifle at Dakota. Sam shot the warrior before he could pull the trigger. The warrior fell from his horse. Dakota saw what Sam had done. He nodded with respect, then continued fighting. The battle was chaos. Men fought with guns, knives, and spears. Horses ran wild through the yard. Dust filled the air so thick that sometimes Sam could not see who was fighting whom. Then Sam heard a sound that made his blood freeze. It was Ayana's voice calling his name. Sam looked around frantically. Where was she? How had she gotten here? Then he saw her. Ayana was on a horse at the edge of the battle. Her hands were tied, but she was alive. She had been brought here by one of Nalnish's warriors. Sam realized that Nalnish had planned this. He had brought Ayana to watch Sam die. But the plan had gone wrong. Now Ayana was in the middle of a gun battle, tied up and helpless. Sam started running toward her, dodging bullets and fighting men. He had to reach her before someone shot her by accident. A warrior with a knife jumped in front of Sam. Sam hit him with his rifle and kept running. He was almost to Ayanna when he felt something hit his shoulder. A bullet had found him. Sam stumbled but kept moving. "Sam," Ayanna called out. "Behind you!" Sam turned just in time to see Nalnish charging at him with a tomahawk. The war chief's face was covered with blood and rage. Sam raised his rifle, but it was empty. He had used all his bullets in the fight. Nalnish swung his tomahawk at Sam's head. Sam ducked and tackled the war chief around the waist. Both men fell to the ground. Sam's wounded shoulder screamed with pain, but he held on tight. Nalnish was stronger, but Sam was desperate. He was fighting for Ayanna's life as well as his own. They rolled in the dirt, each trying to get control of the tomahawk. Around them, the battle continued. Sam could hear Dakota shouting orders to his warriors. He could hear Morse cursing as his men fell back. But all Sam really cared about was the weapon in Nalnish's hand. If the war chief got free, he would kill Sam and take Ayanna away forever. The battle was over, but the yard looked like a war zone. Dead men lay in the dust. Wounded horses limped around with no riders. Blood stained the ground where Sam had worked peacefully just days before. Nalnish was still alive, but barely. He lay on his back, breathing slowly. The bullet from Ayanna's gun had hit him in the chest. Dakota knelt beside the dying war chief. "Tell me where you hid the stolen cattle," Dakota said in Apache. Nalnish's eyes were getting dim, but he smiled with his last bit of strength. Ask the white man with the scar," he whispered. Then Nalnish died. Dakota looked confused. "What white man with a scar?" Sam and Ayanna came over to hear what Nalnish had said. Sam translated Dakota's question for Ayanna. "He said something about a white man with a scar," Sam told her. "Something about stolen cattle." Ayanna frowned. "Nalnish never stole cattle. He said it was beneath a warrior to steal like a common thief." This was strange. Everyone knew that Apache warriors had been stealing cattle from local ranches. But if Nalnish was not behind it, who was? Morse was gathering his remaining men. 5 of his settlers had been killed in the battle. The others were wounded or scared. But Morse himself seemed more angry than before. "This isn't over, McKenna," Morse shouted across the yard. "You'll pay for this." "We were defending ourselves," Sam called back. "You came here looking for a fight." "You and your Apache friends killed good white men today," Morse said. "The whole territory will hear about this." As Morse prepared to leave, one of his wounded men called out to him. "Boss, what about the thing we came to do?" "Shut up, you fool," Morse said quickly. But Sam had heard. "What thing?" he asked. The wounded man was bleeding from his leg and not thinking clearly. "The cattle we hid in the canyon. The ones we were going to blame on the Apache." Morse's face went white. I said shut up. But it was too late. Sam, Ayanna, and Dakota had all heard what the man said. "What cattle?" Sam asked, walking closer to Morse. "Nothing," Morse said. "The man is hurt. He doesn't know what he's saying." But another of Morse's men spoke up. This one was young, maybe 19 years old. He looked sick about all the killing. "Mr. Morse," the young man said, "I can't do this anymore. Too many people have died." "Keep your mouth shut, Billy," Morse warned. But Billy shook his head. "No, sir. This has gone too far. People deserve to know the truth." Billy looked at Sam with guilty eyes. "Mr. McKenna, we've been stealing cattle from ranches all over the county. Mr. Morse sells them to buyers in Mexico. Then he blames the thefts on Apache raids." Sam felt like he had been hit with a hammer. "You've been stealing cattle and blaming the Apache?" "It was Morse's idea," Billy continued. "He said nobody would miss a few cows here and there. And everybody already hated the Apache, so they'd believe it was raiders." Morse pulled out his gun and pointed it at Billy. "One more word and you're dead." But Billy was past caring. He's got hundreds of stolen cattle hidden in secret places. He uses the money to buy guns and sell them to anyone who'll pay, even to Apache war parties. This last part hit Sam like lightning. "You've been selling guns to the Apache?" Dakota understood enough English to know what was being said. His face filled with rage. "You sold weapons to Nalnish?" Morse saw that his secret was out. His face twisted with anger and fear. "So what if I did? It's just business. Apache pay good money for rifles." "You caused the raids that killed your own brother?" Sam asked with disbelief. "My brother was weak," Morse said coldly. "He didn't understand that war is profitable for smart men." Sam felt sick. All this time, Morse had been stirring up trouble between white settlers and Apache. He had been selling weapons to both sides and getting rich while people died. "You're the white man with the scar," Sam said, looking at the long scar on Morse's face. "What?" Nalnish said to ask the white man with the scar about stolen cattle. "He meant you." Morse laughed, but it was an ugly sound. "That savage was smarter than I thought. Yes, I made deals with him. I told him where to find easy targets, and he gave me a share of what he stole." "But then why did you want him dead?" Ayanna asked. "Because he got greedy," Morse said. "He wanted to keep all the profits for himself. And he knew too much about my business." Sam realized the full truth now. "You were never trying to stop Apache raids. You were trying to stop Nalnish from exposing your operation. And it would have worked," Morse said, "if you hadn't interfered by saving that Apache woman." Morse's remaining men were listening to all this with shock. They had thought they were fighting Apache raiders. Now they learned they had been helping a criminal who sold weapons to the enemy. "Mr. Morse," one of them said slowly, "you've been lying to us all along." "I've been making us all rich," Morse said. "Or I was until McKenna ruined everything." But his men were backing away from him now. They realized they had been used. "You let us believe Apache killed your brother," another man said. "But really he died because of guns you sold them." Morse saw that his own men were turning against him. He was surrounded by enemies. Sam and the Apache were in front of him. His own men were behind him. "None of this matters now," Morse said desperately. "We can still fix this. We kill McKenna and the Apache and nobody will ever know." "We're not killers," Billy said. "We thought we were protecting our families. But you just wanted money." Morse raised his gun toward Sam. "Fine, I'll do it myself." But before he could shoot, Dakota threw his knife. The blade hit Morse in the shoulder and spun him around. Morse dropped his gun and fell to his knees. Blood flowed from the knife wound. You can't prove any of this," Morse gasped. "We don't need to prove it," Sam said. "Your own men heard you confess." Billy picked up Morse's gun. "Mr. McKenna, we're sorry. We didn't know what he was really doing." "I know," Sam said. "Morse fooled a lot of people." Dakota walked over to Morse and pulled his knife out of the man's shoulder. Morse screamed with pain. "Where are the stolen cattle?" Dakota demanded. Morse was losing blood and getting weak. "Go to hell," he said. Dakota held the bloody knife close to Morse's throat. "Where?" "Box Canyon," Morse said quickly. "And Devil's Creek, and the old mine shaft near Painted Rock." Sam knew all these places. They were remote spots where cattle could be hidden for weeks without being found. "How many cattle?" Sam asked. Maybe 400 head," Morse admitted. 400 cattle was a huge number. That represented the life savings of many ranch families. "Whose cattle are they?" Sam asked. Morse gave him a list of names. Some were Sam's neighbors. Some were small ranchers who could not afford to lose even a few animals. As Sam listened to the list, he got angrier and angrier. Morse had been stealing from poor families and making them blame innocent Apache people. "You destroyed lives," Sam said. "White lives and Apache lives." "It was just business," Morse said weakly. Ayanna knelt down beside Morse. "You left me to die as food for wolves." "Why?" Morse looked at her with hate still in his eyes. "Because you were in the way." "McKenna was getting suspicious about my cattle operation. I thought if I got rid of you, he'd stop asking questions. So you tried to kill me to protect your crimes? I would have killed you clean," Morse said. "But my men thought feeding you to wolves would be more fun." Sam had heard enough. He looked at Dakota. "What do we do with him?" Dakota thought for a moment. "Apache law says he should die for his crimes. But this is white man's land. You decide." Sam looked at Morse bleeding in the dirt. Part of him wanted revenge for what the man had done to Ayanna. But Sam was not a killer. "We take him to the sheriff," Sam said. "Let the law decide." "The sheriff is my friend," Morse said with a weak smile. "He won't believe you." "He'll believe his own men," Sam said, looking at Billy and the other settlers. Billy nodded. "We'll tell the truth about what we heard. And we'll show him the stolen cattle," Sam added. Morse's smile faded. He realized that his crimes would be exposed whether he lived or died. Just then they heard more horses approaching. Sam grabbed his rifle, thinking it might be more trouble. But when the riders came into view, Sam recognized them. It was Father Miguel and Dr. Harrison, along with the sheriff and several other men from town. "We heard gunshots," Father Miguel called out as they rode up. "Are you all right?" Sam looked around at the battlefield. Dead men lay everywhere. Wounded men groaned in pain. And in the middle of it all, Morse knelt bleeding with a knife wound. We're alive, Sam said. But there's a lot to explain. Sheriff Williams got off his horse and looked at the scene with wide eyes. What happened here? Clayton Morse has been stealing cattle and selling guns to Apache raiders, Sam said. His own men will confirm it. The sheriff looked skeptical. That's a serious accusation, McKenna. But Billy stepped forward. It's true, Sheriff. We heard him confess. He's been lying to all of us. Other settlers nodded their agreement. They told the sheriff everything they had heard. As the truth came out, Sheriff Williams looked more and more shocked. He had known Morse for years and thought he was an honest man. Where's your proof? The sheriff asked. Check Box Canyon, Sam said, and Devil's Creek. You'll find hundreds of stolen cattle with brands from ranches all over the county. Dr. Harrison began treating the wounded men. Father Miguel knelt beside the dead and said prayers for them. Sheriff Williams walked over to Morse, who was still bleeding on the ground. Clay, the sheriff said sadly, tell me this isn't true. 6 months had passed since the battle at Sam's ranch. The stolen cattle had been returned to their rightful owners. Clayton Morse was in territorial prison, waiting to be tried for his crimes. The truth about his gun-running operation had shocked the entire territory. Sam and Ayanna had stayed at the ranch through the summer, but they knew they could not remain there forever. Too many people still blamed Apache for the troubles, even though Morse had been the real cause. Some neighbors were friendly, but others watched Sam and Ayanna with suspicious eyes. Father Miguel had married them in a small ceremony at his church. Dr. Harrison had been Sam's best man. A few Apache warriors, including Dakota, had come to witness the wedding. It was a strange mix of two cultures, but it felt right to Sam and Ayanna. Now autumn was coming and Sam was preparing to sell the ranch. He and Ayanna had decided to move to California, where there were more people like them, couples who had crossed the lines between different races and cultures. Sam was fixing the barn roof one morning when he saw a rider approaching. He climbed down and got his rifle just in case. Even though Morse was gone, there were still people who might cause trouble. But as the rider got closer, Sam saw it was Miguel Santos, his old hired hand who had been away when all the trouble started. Miguel was a good man who had worked for Sam for 3 years before leaving to visit family in Mexico. Sam, Miguel called out as he rode into the yard. I heard what happened. Are you all right? Sam put down his rifle and shook Miguel's hand. I'm fine. We both are. It's good to see you, Miguel. Miguel looked around the ranch with sad eyes. I heard about the fighting, and about Morse. I am sorry I was not here to help. There was nothing you could have done, Sam said. It's better that you were away. You might have been killed. Ayanna came out of the house when she heard voices. She smiled when she saw Miguel. Hello, Miguel, she said in careful English. Her English had gotten much better over the past months. Miguel took off his hat respectfully. Mrs. McKenna, it is good to meet you. Sam wrote to me about your marriage. You wrote to him? Ayanna asked Sam with surprise. Sam looked a little embarrassed. I thought he should know what happened. Miguel is like family to me. Miguel smiled. And family should stick together, especially during hard times. They went into the house and shared a meal. Miguel told them about his trip to Mexico and his family there. Sam and Ayanna told him about their plans to move to California. California is far away, Miguel said. You will miss this place. Yes, Sam said, looking around his home. But sometimes you have to leave what you know to find what you need. What about the ranch? Miguel asked. Will you sell it? I've been trying to, Sam said. But not many people want to buy a place where so much blood was spilled. Miguel was quiet for a moment, thinking. Then he looked at Sam with hopeful eyes. What if I bought it from you? Sam was surprised. You want to buy my ranch? I have been saving money for many years, Miguel said. My family in Mexico has a little money too. We could work together to make this place good again. Sam felt a mixture of happiness and sadness. He was glad the ranch would go to someone who cared about it. But selling it would make his leaving final. Are you sure? Sam asked. This place has a lot of bad memories. Bad memories can be replaced with good ones, Miguel said. With hard work and time. Ayanna touched Sam's hand gently. It is a good idea, she said. Miguel will take care of the land like you did. Over the next few days, Sam and Miguel worked out the details of the sale. Miguel could not afford to pay all the money at once, but Sam was willing to take payments over several years. He trusted Miguel completely. While they negotiated, Dakota came to visit. He brought news about what was happening with the Apache tribes. Many warriors have stopped raiding, Dakota told them. When they learned the truth about Morse, they realized that fighting would only bring more soldiers. That's good news, Sam said. Some Apache are even talking about making peace treaties with the territorial government, Dakota continued. Father Miguel has been helping with the talks, Ayana smiled. Father Miguel is a good man. Yes, Dakota agreed. He speaks our language and listens to our concerns. Not like other white officials. Dakota stayed for dinner and shared more news. Some of the Apache warriors who had followed Nalnish were now following Dakota. He was trying to lead them toward peace instead of war. It is hard, Dakota admitted. Many of our people are angry about the past. They do not trust white promises. But you're trying, Sam said. That's what matters. Someone must try, Dakota said. If we keep fighting, there will be no Apache left to make peace. After dinner, Dakota and Ayana talked privately in Apache. Sam could not understand their words, but he could see that the conversation was emotional. When they finished, both had tears in their eyes. What did you talk about? Sam asked Ayana later. Dakota wanted to know if I was truly happy, she said. I told him yes. I told him that losing my tribe was sad, but gaining you was worth it. And what did he say? He said that love is the strongest medicine. It can heal old wounds and make new life possible. The next morning, Dakota prepared to leave. He hugged his sister goodbye and shook Sam's hand. Take care of her, Dakota said to Sam. Always, Sam promised. And you, Dakota said to Ayana. Take care of him. White men are not as tough as they pretend to be, Ayana laughed. I have learned this already. As Dakota rode away, Sam felt like he was watching the end of one chapter of their lives and the beginning of another. A week later, Sam and Miguel signed the papers that transferred ownership of the ranch. Sam felt strange seeing his name crossed out and Miguel's name written in, but he also felt good knowing the land would be cared for. I will write to you in California, Miguel promised. I will tell you how the ranch is doing. I'd like that, Sam said. Father Miguel and Dr. Harrison came to see Sam and Ayana off. They brought gifts for the journey, food, medicine, and books. California is not as wild as this territory, Dr. Harrison said, but it's still frontier country. Be careful. We will be, Sam promised. Father Miguel blessed them both and gave them a small wooden cross. This will remind you that love conquers all things, even the hatred of ignorant men. Sam packed their belongings into a wagon. They did not have much. Some clothes, books, tools, and the money from selling the ranch. But they had each other, and that was enough. As they prepared to leave, Sam took one last look at the ranch house where he had lived for 10 years. It was where he had been happy with Mary. It was where he had been lonely after she died. And it was where he had found love again with Ayana. Are you sad to leave? Ayana asked. A little, Sam said, but I'm more excited about where we're going. They climbed onto the wagon seat. Sam took the reins and clicked his tongue at the horses. As they rode away from the ranch, Sam thought about all that had happened. He had started as a lonely man, afraid to care about anyone again. Now he was married to a woman he loved more than life itself. The journey to California would take several weeks. They would face many challenges along the way. But Sam was not worried. He and Ayana had already survived worse things than a long trip. What will we do when we reach California? Ayana asked. Find a place to build a new home, Sam said. Maybe near the ocean. You've never seen the ocean. Is it very big? Bigger than you can imagine. It goes on forever like the sky. Ayana smiled. I would like to see that. They traveled for days through desert and mountains. At night, they camped under the stars and talked about their future. Sam taught Ayana more English words. Ayana taught Sam some Apache songs. One evening, as they sat by their campfire, Ayana put her hand on her stomach and smiled. Sam, she said softly, I have news. What news? We are going to have a baby. Sam's heart filled with joy. A baby, a new life created from their love. Are you sure? He asked. Yes. I have been sure for several days. Sam took Ayana in his arms and held her close. A baby, he whispered. Our baby. Are you happy? Ayana asked. I'm the happiest man in the world, Sam said. They held each other by the firelight, thinking about the new life growing inside Ayana. Their child would be part of both their worlds, white and Apache. It would not be easy for a mixed-race child, but Sam and Ayanna would love and protect their baby no matter what. "What should we name the baby?" Ayanna asked. "If it's a boy, maybe we could name him after your father or your brother," Sam suggested. "And if it's a girl?" Sam thought for a moment. "Hope," he said. "We could name her Hope," Ayanna smiled. "Hope. Yes, that is a good name, because this baby represents hope for the future." 3 weeks later, Sam and Ayanna reached the California coast. Sam had been right. The ocean was bigger than Ayanna could have imagined. She stood on the beach and watched the waves roll in, amazed by the endless water. They found a small town near the ocean where other mixed couples lived. The people there were more accepting of differences. Sam bought land and began building a house near the beach. 9 months later, their daughter was born. They named her Hope just as they had planned. She had Sam's blue eyes and Ayanna's dark hair. She was the most beautiful baby either of them had ever seen. As Sam held his daughter for the first time, he thought about the lonely rancher he had been just 2 years before. That man had saved an